Okay, we are going to do self-practice 6.1a at page 178. Okay, page 178. So the question 1 will be determine the value of corresponding reference angle for each of the following. Okay, before you start, how to answer this question? Okay, so if you can see here, the tangent 32 is related to tangent 148, is related to tangent 212, and is related to 328. Okay, alright. So the 32 is what we call as reference angle. Reference angle. And what is reference angle? The angle that is in the first quadrant. Okay, so basically for all of these tangents, sin, cos, and then later on when you are studying at maths, we have cotangent, what else? There are others. Okay, so wherever you are referring to reference angle, we are talking about an angle is related to all this angle. So this angle is in the first quadrant. This is in second quadrant. This is in the third quadrant. And this is in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so for whatever angle, for example, if angle 40, how I got this? Okay, so but then for this 6.1a, we are talking about how I can get from the second or from the third and the fourth, and I want to come back to the 32. For example, if I tell you what is reference angle for example A, that is and I say 148. What is the reference angle for 148? Is 32. So how I'm going to get it? Okay, so for your info, we have 4 quadrant: first, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so 148, in order to find from the second quadrant, okay, 148, this is the angle. Okay, so how to get back to 32 will be from the second quadrant will be, for example, is 180 minus the value, minus 148. Okay, so for example here is 180. Okay, this is as notes from second quadrant. Second quadrant is 180 minus theta. That is, for example, 148. 180 minus 148 is 32 degrees. And then, as example, 212. 212 is quadrant in the third, is an angle in the third quadrant. So from third quadrant, how to get from this one? This is theta minus 180. For example, this one, this is 212, is in the third quadrant. 212 minus 180, which is 32 degrees. And from the fourth quadrant, it will be how to get from 3 to 8 come back to 32. It will be 360 minus theta. For then example is 360 minus 328. It will be 32 degrees. Okay, so just maybe I just do question A. Okay, question 1A. So 97 is an angle in the second quadrant. How do I know that is a second quadrant? So first quadrant is between 0 and 90, between, not including 0 and 90. And the second quadrant between 90 and 180. Third quadrant is between 180 and 270. And the fourth quadrant between 270 and 360. That is how you know the location of all these quadrant. First quadrant, second, third, and fourth. Okay, so for example, 97 is in second quadrant. How to find that? So is 180 minus 97, which is 80 degrees. Okay, so how about B? 189. 189 is in the second quadrant. It will be 189 minus 180 will be 9 degrees. Okay? Okay, and the rest will be back to you. Let me show you again question number 1A. 97 degrees is related to what angle in the first quadrant? It is related to 83 degrees. In what way? Press calculator, either sin, tan, and cos. Okay, so but you pick one only. For example, you use tangent. Look at tangent 83. Press calculator. You get 8.144. Press calculator with tangent 97. You still have the same number, but it is in the negative. Okay, right now we are not concerned with whether it is positive or negative, but we are talking about whether these are we want to know the relation between the angles. Okay, so for example, now, okay, so in order to know from the angle of 97 to come back to angle in the first quadrant is 180 minus 77, because we know 97 degrees is located in the second quadrant. B, the question is what angle is related to 189? So angle 189 is related to angle 9 degrees. 189 is angle in the third quadrant. How to find that? Is from the third quadrant, in order to know the relationship, you have to minus that angle with 180, you get that angle. So in this case, 189 minus 180. For C, 278. 278 will be angle in the fourth quadrant. Okay? So in order to know the angle related to it, is 360 minus the theta. So in this case, is 360 minus 278. Which is 82 degrees. Okay, so all these answers are angle in the first quadrant. So D is 164.2. 164.2 is in the second quadrant. Okay, in the second quadrant, to relate back to the first quadrant will be 180 minus the angle. 164.2. 180 minus 164.2. That is 15.8. For E, we have here 253.6. 253.6 is located between 180 and 270. Is in the third quadrant. In order to know the third quadrant, that is that angle minus 180. 253.6 minus 180. Which is 73.8 degrees. And then F, what the angle in F? F is 305.7. 305 will be located in the fourth quadrant. In order to know the angle related to it, in the first quadrant will be 360 minus that angle, 305.7. That is 54.3. And how about G? G is 128.53. Oh, not point. 128 degrees 53 minutes. Okay, but still it is in the second quadrant. That is, in order to know the relation or the angle related to it, will be 180. Okay, I think you cannot see that. For G, is 180 minus 158 degrees 53 minutes. So this one 180 minus 158, you put degrees and then 53 degrees again, but you just say minutes. Okay, so the angle will be, in case that you want the answer in degrees and minute, just press the degree and minute again. So the answer will be 21 degrees 7 minutes. And the last one, H, 215 degree 42 minutes. It is in the third quadrant. So in order to know the from the third quadrant will be 2, or that angle, 215 degrees 42 minutes minus 180. So it will be 35 degrees 42 minutes. Okay, so we cover how to find or find related angles from second, third and fourth to its cousin, to its sibling in the first quadrant.